Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. In this one, we're doing Ask Reddit Part 3. We have our good guest on, Hayden Jacobson, not to be confused with Hayden White from a few episodes ago. Some OGs will know who Hayden Jacobson is. He was on episode like 12 or like 15 of the podcast. So it's a familiar if you're old school. So we respect that. It's a fun episode. We hope you enjoy it. Fellas, what is the most expensive thing you have ever broken?
I'll start this off. So I started a new job earlier this year, and I work construction, so I operate an excavator, which is one of those dirt moving machines with the bucket on the end, and you move it around like it's like, you know, they got little miniature ones at playgrounds and stuff. In my previous job, I was operating a mini excavator, so one that's like about the size like a golf cart, maybe, you know.
That sounds really fun.
It's fun. It was nice. It was a good gig. I was just digging trenches and putting like fiber optic cables in the ground. So the new job I'm at, it's a full size excavator, which is like the really, really big ones, like heavy equipment, machinery, all that. Damn. And this time, instead of having a bucket, it had a giant jackhammer on it. And so it was basically a jackhammer, and just the pin on the end is about like 6 foot tall. It's a huge jackhammer, and it's like $40,000
for the pin or the jackhammer.
For the whole hammer.
Okay,
itself.
I was like, dang.
Yeah. So, and I hadn't operated one of those very much, but anyway, started it. Worked for about like a month, you know. Probably less than that. It was probably like my third week, maybe. And so I was just going around breaking boulders into smaller rocks so they could get crushed into even smaller rocks. And that's how gravel's made, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, interesting, right? There's these two high-pressure hydraulic cables that make the jackhammer hammer, and they go up and connect to the boom on the excavator, all that. So, anyways, I was pretty new to this whole thing, and when you break the rocks, when you hit it, it goes like kaboom and like breaks the rock, and it rattles everything. And there's a bunch of really big bolts that go around like it's hard to explain, around a section of the jackhammer that attaches to like the end of the boom on the excavator. And those had been getting progressively looser, and I had no awareness of it at all. And so I'm sitting there hammering rocks, and I lift it up, and all of a sudden, the jackhammer falls off the boom. The two hydraulic lines that are connected tear and rip and start spewing hydraulic fluid everywhere.
Love that.
And I just go... And then I put it down as it's spewing like hot hydraulic fluid everywhere, high pressure lines, turn it off. And then come to find out each one of those lines was like $1,500 a piece. So those had to be entirely replaced. And then just the time spent to put the jackhammer back on was
some time.
A lot of time. A lot of time and a lot of cost, and didn't get to use the excavator because it was downed the whole time. So
like we're taking away your license.
That cost a bit. That was a rough one. Bad day at work that day.
Jesus.
How was work, honey? Oh, not that great. I owe the company a lot of money.
Yeah, I just made a big mistake.
Sean, do you break a lot of things?
Yeah, I do.
Is it because you're clumsy, or did you just make a mistake?
I'm pretty clumsy. I can at least like avoid like, usually breaking like really expensive stuff. But there was this time that my mom, she used to have this like Vespa scooter, and
Was it expensive?
it was expensive. And like she brought it over one day, and she was like, "Hey guys, I just barely fixed up my scooter, so now it's a lot faster. You know, it's gonna have a little bit of it's gonna have a bit of a kick. But you know, as a 10-year-old boy, you can go ahead and take it for a spin." And so I get on my mom's scooter, and like I don't think I even knew that it was on. And like I just get on and I grab the handle and like I pull back on it and I just shoot over a curb. And then like I just like crash this thing in my neighbor's front yard. And like she's like picking it up. She's like, "I just barely fixed this thing. What are you doing?" And like then like all my brother's like, "Sean, you idiot. You don't even know how to drive a scooter." And I was like 10 years old.
Your ribs are like poking through your skin. You're like, "Help! My scooter!"
Look at the mirror. Oh my God. No, but that one. I mean, I don't think I'm to blame for that one. I think my mom's to blame for letting me get on that scooter while it was on.
It's a classic case of a whiskey throttle there, bud.
Oh yeah.
That's what they call it.
And then another time, this thing wasn't necessarily expensive. It was just, you know, priceless. Like
Just irreplaceable.
irreplaceable. Like it. My friend's stepdad had this like
I'm scared.
it was like this like Israeli ox skull in
What?
his front yard, because he was not, I don't know if it was Israeli. He was in Iraq and he got it from in like the deserts of Iraq. And like me and my little brother, we just thought it was a good idea to just like rip out all the teeth. So we just like tore out like all the teeth and like busted this skull while my friends are just like sitting there like watching us, like not even knowing what to do. And then like their dad comes out and like he sees that like it's like that this thing is like fucking destroyed. And like he goes to his kids like, "Who did this? Like who destroyed my skull?" And like they like, point at me and my little brother, and he just starts like yelling at us. And like I remember thinking like, the nerve of this guy yelling at me for
What did I do wrong?
what did I do? And yeah, looking back on it, that was
It was expensive.
Yikers.
yikes is a word,
Do you think I could get one on eBay?
probably.
Wait,
Maybe.
What would I look up? Israeli.
Israeli ox skull,
ox skull.
comma, priceless.
Well,
Comma, priceless.
Yeah, it's on
said
eBay.
Iraq.
It's for priceless, so I can't.
Iraq, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iraqi
Excuse me.
ox.
He was like telling us like the whole story. He's like, "I got this in the deserts of Iraq," and we're like, "Oh." He's like,
like
"So
a
are you gonna replace
trophy?
that for me?" "No, you can't." "Are you gonna go over to Iraq and get me a new one? Are you gonna go slaughter a cow, get me take
And then
its
you-
skull out and bring it to me?"
You join
Like,
the
bro,
army or
why
something.
are you asking us these questions?
Some big questions. Let me some time
Sir,
to think
hold
on
on.
that.
This is not how the guy at my high school asked me to join the army.
It's like, all right, I'll enlist tomorrow, okay?
I'm more about the Air Force, but fine, I'll go to the army. Whatever. God.
So,
Get
son,
off my
what
back.
brings you to the army?
Dude,
I have
I'm
a
just
debt.
looking for
looking
from
for
an Iraqi ox skull.
You guys know-
From an ox skull. Do you know where I could get one? Like, Iraq. You're like, okay.
I see.
Send me there.
They're on sale there in the market for like $1 a piece. So like, oh yeah, like you could get these, like we sell them online for like $5, you know.
Wouldn't it be nice to find out that he was just entirely mistaken and that it was not an Iraqi ox skull at all, and it was just like a regular, just any
Yeah,
old
no,
goat?
they're just
Well,
exactly the
it
same.
It wasn't.
as-
I mean, like he didn't like buy it or anything. Like he was like, I think he just like picked it up like when he was like certain, you know, like
Yeah.
in the army.
I was
But,
like,
Just weird.
I mean, like,
All right, man, we get it.
get
we'll,
it.
we'll get you a new skull. I don't know.
It's like, might
Ryan,
not
you
be
ever
able to
break
get you-
anything expensive?
Hey, no,
No?
no.
I'm a pretty
But-
safe guy, so I haven't really broken anything expensive
Yeah.
either.
Trying to think. I'm sure there's something obvious where it's like I do
No
some
fun.
pretty dumb things all the time.
I just don't. I'm just trying not to break things when,
Yeah, you guys seem like, you know, very coordinated guys, you know.
I try my best.
you got good
They're
heads
the
on your
same-
shoulders.
They're the same cows as are over here.
But they're not from Iraq.
There's no
Cow's a
difference
cow.
between the skulls. I'm looking at the
See, but I'm sure there was some sentimental value. Maybe like
Exactly.
you know,
So
like
there's nothing you could have done to replace it.
his
anyways.
dying friend was all like, "Here, take this.
He's like, whatever these things are everywhere.
Take the idol.
Just take back to America."
It's like, dude, that's a really shitty gift. Why don't you give me something cooler? That skull, I saw you pick that up 2 miles ago.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, man, whatever. I'll take it, I guess. Next, make up a conspiracy theory. Go.
All dogs are boys and all cats are girls.
That's
Have you ever
just
seen a
truth.
cat penis?
Seen
No,
cat
but
balls?
No, but I've seen a.
He's like,
yeah.
no, but I've seen a dog's vagina. Is that where you're
Is that
gonna
where
go?
you were going?
I thought
It's
about
where
it,
he's
but
going.
no, yeah, I can't.
Do you see that often?
No.
Have you been looking up like
No,
Isabel
no.
on r/Rule34? Isabel?
I like Isabel.
She's nice.
That's a good one, though. I'd buy into all cats are girls.
Thank you.
I
I
think
have
I
another
would
one.
too.
Gogurt is just yogurt
It's not.
in a tube.
Gogurt is not yogurt.
Gogurt is just yogurt.
Gogurt is Gogurt.
No, Gogurt is just
I
yogurt
will
in a
fight
tube.
this till the day I die. We'll take you to court.
There's no difference except Gogurt is lower quality
Gogurt is
because
higher
it's marketed
quality.
for kids.
You
Whoa.
both are bringing up really good claims on this, and we're on the
Just
fence.
fighting words.
We'll just Brayden, what's your conspiracy theory?
Every water bottle that is recycled is just uncrunkled, like uncrunched, and then they
Just fill it up with air.
Yeah, they
and
just fill it
water.
up with air so it looks pretty again, and then they resell it.
just
And then
Like,
they
well, the
reseal it.
water's
just
clean,
reseal the
so
Well, I know they'll just put more
the
water. in it.
water's clean.
But
so
like
the
when you
bottle's clean now.
recycle a water bottle,
Yeah.
they just they just fix it, and then they don't like melt it or anything.
Pump it back up.
Yeah.
They don't
How are you gonna prove that
Maybe
wrong?
maybe they heat it up a little bit to kind of like
Make her pretty.
get the
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, what do you got?
I could like tell my theory on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Please do.
Okay. So now, mind you, when I kind of came up with this, I was a little under the influence of just the sheer spiritual power of that movie. But
Of God.
I didn't want to go there, but yes. But anyway, so basically, so who is this Willy Wonka guy anyway?
Johnny Depp.
Who is he? No. We're talking about the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. Who is this Willy Wonka guy anyway? How did he get in the candy business? Why is he in the candy business? Why is he inviting 5 children? Those kids could have been adults. I mean, it wasn't specific to children. I mean, adults were buying the tickets and everything, but he wanted kids.
In fact, it would probably make more sense to have an adult inherit, to become CEO of your candy factory.
Yeah,
It's a
but
lot of
But he
responsibility.
wanted like the
for a child.
magicness and irresponsibility of a kid.
Yeah.
They would be the ones who come up with new candy.
see.
Because kids are like experimental. They're like, yeah, I like chocolate, and I
What
like.
if I put this Twinkie inside of a donut?
Willy
Twinkie
Wonka's
inside
like
of a
perfect.
Perfect.
Twink.
But what Willy Wonka wanted, Willy Wonka did not necessarily want, somebody to just take his, just to take his company. He didn't want a good business owner. He wanted an heir. He wanted a child. He wanted a kid of his own, which is something that he was unable to have, or perhaps he had before. But
The Oompa Loompas are his kids.
no,
Did you read this on Reddit? Speaking of Reddit?
no.
Sean came up with this on his own.
I have diagrams. No.
What Bible do you pray to? Can I ask?
No, but
No, if you
okay,
go in
okay,
Sean's
okay.
room, there's like newspaper clippings, and it's like all attached to the wall, and then in the middle, it's like Willy Wonka and spray paint.
Yeah, you open up my closet, and there's just like red yarn connecting to like thumbtacks and stuff. Like, all right, so no, okay, I'll skip all the bullshit and stuff. But okay, so my theory is that Willy Wonka, he had a family, he had kids, or maybe a kid, but that kid died, or maybe he had kids and those kids died. And so, therefore, he spent all this time, building up this beautiful, perfect candy, empire, for the sake of his kids, for the sake of his family. But they died. So then he has this company he doesn't even really want, and he has no reason to have it. So then he goes into hiding for a little while, and then he comes up with the idea like, well, maybe I can pass this down, and while I'm at it, I'll be able to find the child I never that I never was able to have. So he creates these trials for all these kids, to see which one would be able to, that'd be able to, pass the test, you see. Okay. And it's symbolic in a way. All these kids are going through dangerous situations. They're basically on the verge of death. It kind of symbolizes them dying in these tragic accidents and everything. And you have these parents that, all the parents except for Charlie and his parents, like they don't pay attention to their kids. They don't really care about their kids or anything like that. Like they don't really have a lot of regard for who their kids really are until they see them in those situations where their life is on the line. Then you see some of the parents, they buckle down and you can see that they're actually worried, but others are, kind of relieved. Have you noticed that? No?
Dude, you lost.
I'm gonna raise.
Okay.
I'm gonna raise you a counter conspiracy theory.
Oh boy!
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. My theory isn't too solid.
Similar to how Cabin in the Woods is all about sacrificing to the horror gods.
Okay.
I think that Willy Wonka could be sacrificing to either some other kind of higher power or candy itself or something
gods.
or joy or something. And so he's sacrificing these kids like the blood of a virgin. He's sacrificing 5 different kids from different parts of the world to feed this machine. And selling, exploiting that. We're gonna have to watch that and
dude
test
has
that out.
Evaluate.
In the
he
70s.
doesn't have any machines or any processing or anything like that. He has just trees of licorice that just grow out of the ground. That's also made from licorice.
That's
Whoa.
godly.
That's pretty
That's
unexplicable.
Wait a second.
I've ever seen it.
His candy. I mean, if you have candy plants, that makes that candy a living thing. How does he incorporate life into his candy?
So he has DMT. Have you guys ever done DMT?
Yeah. By the way, you ever done DMT?
Have you guys ever heard of? Have you heard of DMT?
Yeah.
That thing will rip you to shreds.
Dimethyl-tryptamine.
Willy Wonka grows DMT. That's the only reason he makes all that shit. He's like, dude, I saw God.
You guys ever
and
seen?
I made this
You ever
factory.
seen a gorilla? You ever seen how big those things are? Thing will rip your face off.
Yeah. Here, hey, Ryan, could you pull up that video of that?
Yeah, let me pull up a clip.
Pull up a clip.
Sending it to you now.
Charlie, pull up a clip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Louis.
Louis.
Louis,
Hey, Louis, pull up the clip of the chimpanzee ripping that woman's face off.
God, I love that.
Hayden, do you have any conspiracy theories?
Oh,
Did you come prepared? Did you do your homework?
Uh-oh.
Come on, man.
What, are you just accepting the world that you live in, man?
I can't follow up the Willy Wonka sacrificing children to the candy guards theory because that's just true. That's just true.
It's just trash.
Those two are pretty bulletproof.
You're right. We're trying to fight Sean's perfectly thought out and planned.
We're like, Sean, that thing that you contemplated doesn't really mean shit because we just thought of a way cooler thing. You've been thinking about it for a while. Just stop thinking about it.
I've lived with Sean for 4 months now, and I remember the first week he was telling me he needed to tell me about his conspiracy theory.
About Willy Wonka?
And I was like, explain. You're like, I can only explain when I'm drunk. So maybe we need to get you fried so you can tell us.
Yeah, because I'll admit, my presentation of this one had some holes in it.
Okay, but if you were hammered drunk, it would have been flawless.
Dude, I could blow your guys' minds.
It makes so much sense. And it especially make a lot of sense, I have a feeling, if we were also all drunk at the same time.
Yeah. I don't even know what you just said.
Dude, you're right.
And you're right there, ladies and gents, is the segue into my conspiracy theory. Because I do have one that I just remembered that I totally forgot about.
Okay.
All right. Buckle up, ladies. Can I talk about illicit activity on this podcast? Is that okay?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you're over
maybe, theoretically, I maybe have been under the influence of a substance that makes you a little bit more creative, right?
Cool.
Maybe something that makes you enjoy music a little more.
All right.
Talking about the devil's lettuce right now. So
Romaine. How
Romaine,
it's outlawed right now.
Oh.
It's you're not allowed to buy
a silent killer. So I'd smoked the morning before. and I was listening to like 70s music. And for some reason, it just felt like the music was really hitting me and clicking with me way more than it had ever had before, specifically 70s era music. And I was thinking,
like some Fleetwood or what?
Pink
yeah,
Floyd?
there was Fleetwood in there. There was like the Runaways in there. I mean, no Pink Floyd, but like Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, why is it so good right now? It couldn't be the fact that I'm under the influence of something. That's not right.
There must be more to this case.
Because if I'm drunk and I listen to 70s music, it's not the same. It's different. It's not as good. Here's my theory.
Okay.
Every like decade kind of has its popular drug of the era. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So follow along here. All right.
Okay.
This theory, there's some holes in it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
falling apart as you're talking
No.
about it?
It makes sense, kind of. So my thought was, I think that the music is best enjoyed under the influence of whatever the popular choice drug of the era was.
Okay.
All right? That's
Okay.
my theory. I think that's how music's meant to be enjoyed.
So you're
or
saying-
like best enjoyed.
So would I enjoy today's music if I smoked weed?
No.
Are you
Well, not as much.
Potentially.
Okay, no. Yes, but here's the ideal situation.
But the peak.
The
is
ideal scenario,
70s.
depending, I think that what's the choice drug right now?
DMT.
Everyone's
way.
doing it.
Nicotine.
Everyone's doing it, man.
No,
DMT.
nicotine.
No.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
maybe
nicotine's
that's
good.
it.
It's probably the most popular one, but
Okay.
the big hitter is probably like
It's probably
I was
weed
just
since it's
SoundCloud
legal
shit or
now.
I was
something.
thinking like Xan, like
Yeah,
everybody's doing
yeah.
antidepressants,
I was
right?
thinking Xanax.
Okay.
Xans or
So
Molly's
think
or
about
something.
this: you pop some antidepressants and you start listening to some SoundCloud rappers, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, this makes sense.
Wow.
This is fire. Okay.
You want to listen to some 80s synth pop? You better be doing cocaine. Right?
Sorry, officer. You just have to get the full experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full
Don't cheat me out of
listen,
this,
listen.
okay?
Let me explain to you, officer. So I have this theory.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay, but think about it a little bit. Like country music, always better when
he's
you're
like,
drunk.
sir, we found traces of fentanyl in your system. You're like, oh, no.
Country music, always better when you're drunk. 60s music, always better when you're smoking some marijuana. EDM, you gotta be on Molly to even tolerate it, in my personal opinion.
It's pretty bulletproof.
Hey, this is a theory. It's just a theory.
Not a lot,
But
it's
I'm
a
gonna
theory.
write a research paper on it.
Turn that into like a college professor and see how you do.
I'll be like, okay, I've done 15 drugs in the last month, and this is my findings.
And this is my story.
Just a graph of where I rank different genre of music.
You're like, every time I took one of these 15 drugs, I listened to every possible genre of music, and then I ranked them.
Classical music, I did nothing but breathe black lung air.
Classical music is beautiful when smoking a cigarette. Did you know that?
Actually, yeah, tobacco, some tobacco.
Tobacco.
Just roll up some straight tobacco. Try that, and then listen to classical music. I bet it'll sound better.
Probably. do some heroin. Heroin was pretty popping back in the 1800s.
I bet if you shoot
so.
some heroin and then listen to some Nirvana,
You might.
you're probably not going to know where you are or what's happening. Yeah, okay, my theory's falling apart. It was a thought I had, though. That was a legitimate thought I had at one point.
I'm sure someone listening
I like it.
could help. you.
Somebody out there.
Someone's
Someone's like,
Like,
finally,
this guy's
somebody who's
onto
making
something."
sense. Jesus.
Okay, next question.
So wait, what's the best way to listen to this podcast then?
Ooh.
Whoa, I think
Some
that's eating
kettle
a bag
brand
of,
Himalayan salt potato chips from Costco.
Yeah,
definitely.
Some water.
some
Some great value water.
great value water.
And the mountain of blow that's over there in the corner. You guys are wild.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
say?
Okay.
Yee.
Next question. What is the quickest way to make a bad first impression? I'm going to say the first words that come out of your mouth are like something about gun control. I'm not like, or like,
know
gun,
I carry, right?
Either way,
a political statement.
just like
period.
gun control or gun rights. Like,
Not even with
Like,
either of those
that's
things.
cool.
Any political anything.
oh yeah, just so you know, I have my firearm on me. Just so you guys
Just
know.
so you know, I have my concealed carry license. So
When dudes roll up to the bank and I'm like, "Can I see your ID? Can I see your government issued ID?" And they hand me their concealed carry. I'm like, "That doesn't count." And they're like, "Yeah, it does. It's my identification. I conceal carry." I'm like, "Sir, that's not government issued."
cool.
I'm like, what?
Isn't it government issued though?
It's not.
Who
You
gives
can't-
it to
You
him?
can't take it.
Who's it issued by?
It's like I guess it doesn't count because you have to get it through like a teacher. Like your teacher issues it, and it's not through the
Okay,
government.
okay,
I guess
What about a driving teacher?
driving teacher.
Well, that's
through
not
the, that's through the
your
government though. You have to like
license.
go through to like the whatever it's called. The
DMV.
What's the
DMV.
funniest thing I could give you if you asked for my ID?
Oh.
I could give you my Lagoon season pass.
Or like your passive all passes kind of thing. It's you. It's like me in fourth grade.
I'll give you like my junior high school ID.
Yeah, I can tell it's you. I'm like, dude, this ain't gonna cut it.
Just my business card that says none of our names on it.
Our business card that's for our podcast that doesn't have a picture of you.
Yeah, this should do it.
Here's my Costco membership card. That should get you.
I've gotten that before.
Yo,
I have gotten that before.
look at my Costco membership card photo, by the way, because
I like me a man that shops at Costco.
Anybody that's just a white guy,
Use your Costco card.
Yeah.
look at this. It is
Yeah, let's
illegible
let's take it.
entirely.
That checks out.
You throw on the dad hat, you're
Hey,
in.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you can't see is
Wow.
a black and
That's
white
like-
blurry photo.
I've seen worse. I've
that's
seen better like
maybe a centimeter,
No.
security
like a square
camera
centimeter.
footage.
That checks out.
You can't tell
And
whether
it's just
you're
me with a hat.
you can't tell whether you're 16 or 45.
If
Like-
you're, like I say, if I don't even know if you can tell I'm white. You could be, as long as you're not dark, you could use this card. Just put on a hat.
Yeah.
Sean, did you get your photo taken for your Costco card?
I did.
How did it turn out?
I just
Smile for the camera.
looks like TV static. It's doesn't
They're
look
pretty,
too
they're
good.
pretty rough around the edges.
What was the question again? I forgot.
What's the quickest way to make a bad first impression?
Oh yeah.
The classic, like the vegan, the gluten free stuff. It says, yeah, y'all have gluten free.
Oh, if you're in Provo and you wear one of those "Porn Kills Love" shirts, it's like I get what you're trying to say,
Like I get
but also
it, but
come
like,
on,
give it up,
can
bro.
you chill? Like guys wear it like it's some kind of clout statement. Like, oh yeah, I don't watch porn.
You know what's the funniest thing about that?
Cool.
Here's a conspiracy theory. Those guys watch the most.
Those guys
porn.
watch the most
the
porn.
most porn.
Dude.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Easy.
Those
If you're
guys
wearing-
wear.
ass.
If you're wearing a shirt that says "Porn Kills Love" and you're going out there and talking to high schoolers about how porn is making your brain rot and that it's as addictive as cocaine, for one, you're
Those
probably
are all
full of shit.
Pretty valid.
For two, I'd like to see the studies on that. And then for three, that guy jerks off 4 times a day. That's a minimum.
Bare minimum.
That's a
4
minimum
times
right
a
there.
day. You don't want to see the max numbers.
He got nervous and he did it backstage before he came out to talk to these high schoolers about how porn kills love.
You know those porn kills love dudes? Like they wear it like they're trying to get girls. Like, oh yeah, this dude does not watch porn. I respect that. And then the
Yeah.
dude's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and like whack it after this.
It's like in the Wolf of Wall Street
Rookie numbers.
when he shows up and he's like, "How many times you jacking off a day?" Like, none, one maybe. Like rookie numbers. You gotta,
No, he's like,
you gotta boot.
he's like two or three or something. What is he? Yeah, he's like those are rookie numbers. Gotta pump those numbers up. Man.
6, 7, 8. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Gotta take the edge.
You know,
off,
the
man.
porn kills love is a no for me.
Yep, that's a pretty rough.
That's like one of those things where it's like she ain't gonna fuck you, bro. Like that.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna fuck you, bro.
Hey, chief, she ain't gonna fuck
Well,
you.
they're not
Like,
looking
just
at
because
that.
you're wearing.
They're looking to soak. Can we talk about this? You guys are familiar with soaking,
the
right?
Provo soak.
What's the Provo
Okay.
soak?
You
I
do
don't
not-
know what the Provo soak is.
Okay, what other words are there for
Here's
it?
another conspiracy theory.
It's just like
I don't think soaking's real, but then now we can explain what soaking is.
I think it is real.
Okay, tell the men what soaking is.
I think I have an idea, but yeah, go.
It's basically, from my understanding,
Yeah.
it's religious fellows and madams, of our society, and they can't have sex, so they put it in and then they sit there.
Just let
And
it
then
soak.
They
yep.
just-
and it's not sex if you don't move.
That's
Okay,
No.
here's the thing. I do not believe that anyone does that.
That can't be real.
I cannot be.
I
real.
think there's someone dumb enough out there.
Actually,
I think you can talk religious people into being like, what are you guys saying? These guys are
last night.
okay. I think you could talk a religious person into doing other sexual acts, but I don't think you could actually get that far and just not end up having sex. No
I don't
way.
think
You
you
know what?
can. No, whatever dude gets that far, that dude is a con artist. That guy can talk his way anywhere.
He has a slick tongue. You want to know what my roommate said? Because we were arguing about it. Because I was like, dude, it is not real. But then we both agreed that if you get that far, you're just going to end up having sex anyways.
Yeah, that
Yes.
point.
He's like,
you're both
he's like,
agree.
okay, now that I got it in and it's soaking, maybe I'll just wiggle it a little. Like after a couple minutes, it'll be like, I'll just a little bit, just a little in and out, one in and out. What's the harm?
I don't want to know what goes through their heads.
Yeah, okay, but
I just don't know if it exists. It might. I don't know who does it.
I don't.
this is a weird.
It's a
We
weird
took that.
sidetrack.
We
Strange
took
turn.
that to a
It's
new
an
place.
interesting conspiracy theory. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Porn
Porn kills love
fellas.
isn't looking
Bad
to soak.
impressions.
Isn't looking to lay. They're looking to soak.
Yes.
Oh no.
Porn kills love likes to soak.
Yeah. Okay. I think.
What was the
anything
original
that
question?
I think if you
What is
just
the
take a
quickest way to make
strong
a bad first
stance
impression?
just about anything, if that's your initial.
What if you're
If
like,
that's your
I'm the
initial
shot
impression.
sheriff? That's pretty initial.
Should
That's
I get into that story? I'll just make it brief.
Yeah.
Okay. Halloween party this year. I had a lot in me. Far too many.
Uh-huh.
There was a lot of new faces at that party. And apparently, this is what I've been told that I did, is that I'd open to new groups of people by going up to them with a bottle of Bacardi and saying, I'm the shot sheriff. Who wants to do shots? I was dressed as a sheriff, by the way. And I'd pull out a toy gun and go, shots, 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 and shoot it in the air. And then
And then they would go,
That was my
"Ah,"
initial
and then-
impression.
And then send it to the back.
that's either a great impression or a bad one.
I was at this party with a guy one time, and he was like, he opened with, "Hey, guess how many times I've been pulled over before?" Do you know who it was?
Boo.
Did you?
What do you mean, boo? You guess?
Are we role playing right now?
Do you have a role
Okay.
play?
3 times,
No. Up. More. Way more.
5 times,
No, way more, dude. Like double that,
17
triple
times.
that. It's up there, dude. It's more.
More?
I don't remember ever talking about this at a party.
You don't?
No.
You don't remember?
25 times.
Logan?
Uh-oh.
No.
That's okay, buddy.
I don't remember that.
25? More than 25?
How many times?
I think it's like 32. I believe that's right.
Pray.
32, 33.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I just think that's the number. It's not that much, okay? Half of them were for a headlight.
Half of them for a headlight.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
that was
my
Yikes.
God. You've been pulled over 32 times?
Yeah.
Good Lord. How do you still have a license, dude?
You ever heard of driving school? Honestly.
You want
Dude,
to
you just
know
pay
why?
the ticket. Was that on the podcast?
wasn't.
No, that was before.
I have it. It's in the. I think it's in the lost file.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit,
guess
Braden. I'm
we-
amazed by that.
Thanks, man. I've only gotten 3
That's
tickets.
why it's the opener.
That's an amazing
It's an opener. That's how.
But how many times have you got pulled over by the shot sheriff?
Hopefully, I get pulled over.
Not
by
enough.
Not enough.
Can't let you go
Boys.
till you take a shot, buddy.
Buddy, I will not leave here until you are intoxicated. But Sheriff.
Breathe into this breathalyzer. Now you got to take more.
It's not enough.
Another 2, 3. Come on, let's go.
I don't want to see 0.02. I want to see like 0.20.
I want to see 5% alcohol in your blood. I want you to be at least a 10th alcohol by the time I'm done.
Just swimming. Your eyeballs are swimming in alcohol. Oh, my God. You guys said you had some good ones for this. What's a movie that is basically an advertisement?
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I was about to say that.
I was
up
going to
there,
say that
yeah.
one, but I actually
like
really
it.
still love that movie.
I love it too, but it was just so
there is
self-referential.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah. I remember I saw a horror movie. It was like a found footage horror movie. It was years ago of them going to like the moon. And it was like called like Apollo 18 or Apollo 24 or something.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And then like the rocks were aliens or something. And it was really dumb. But I remember the movie ended with a website link. And you would go to the website link and it was like a conspiracy theory on like how we went to the moon. We didn't go to the moon in 1969. That was fake. But when we did go, we found out like aliens were there. And so then they like made that movie. So that was an advertisement.
You ever see The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson?
No.
That's them
Wow.
working at Google, right?
They go and work for Google. That's the whole movie is just these two dudes that just don't know shit. They're just like salesmen, and they go like learn how to code and intern for Google and work for Google. And it's just the whole time. It's just like, yeah, working for Google, so cool. They got a slide in a cafeteria and nap pods. How quirky! It's like
Nap pods.
the logo is like has the Google colors, like the yellow and then the blue and the green and the all that. Like it's I don't know. It's a bad movie, but I kind of enjoyed it. I'll be honest. Guilty pleasure. These are all guilty pleasures for me.
Sean, do you have any ad movies? Just straight up advertisement.
Definitely The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, it's just like one big Sony ad. Like, they're always using like Sony like computers and like Sony like phones and like all that stuff. But outside of that, I guess you could say, you know, aside from like the amazing characters, the great storytelling, the the beautiful universe that is created from this series, I guess you could say any Star Wars movie is kind of an ad for Star Wars merch. Like, I mean,
So what happened? Okay, so here's what happened with that. Is the first movie did well, and they made some toys, and they sold really well.
yeah.
But after that, it started really, like, the sales were really high during Return of the Jedi. But then when they started making the prequels, they would make every single character, like, somewhat distinguishable so that they could sell toys. And then they made, like, George Lucas kept the merchandising rights, and he made like billions of dollars from it.
Yeah.
So they're all just those are like
it's-
byproducts of the film. Like there were like paid sponsorships. Like Sony owns Spider-Man, so they would put all of Sony stuff
Yeah.
in there. But
And
like
it's-
there's some movies like they're just straight on the nose like that too.
Yeah.
But
And it's like, I mean, like, and that's not a bad thing at all. Just
Yeah.
because it doesn't detract from the movie or anything. Like, it's not like they have like, you know, like an ad for, you know, like Chevy or something like that in
like the Transformers movies.
like the Transformers
Yeah.
movies.
Those are
Okay, yo, at the end of Avengers, was it Civil War?
It was Age of Ultron where he's
Age of
tying the
Ult-
shoes. Or is that what you're talking about?
No, one of those stupid movies. There's one. It's where they like get the new Avengers building or whatever, and Tony Stark comes rolling up in an Audi, and it looks like a Audi commercial for like a couple of shots. Like it's like so
Audi.
in your face. You
Yeah.
see the logo. It's Tony Stark. He looks all cool. It's like in it's like red, and you know, it's like that was a pretty rough one for me. That one was like took me out of the movie experience.
Well, that's how like every shot is in Transformers though. In those
yeah.
movies, every shot is like the
Those
Chevy logo, and
movies.
then it pulls out into the Chevy car, and then
Oh, it's Bumblebee.
and then it flips around, and then it's Bumblebee, and then it's like I'm a Chevy, and then
I'm a Chevy America, gun rights.
America,
think-
shoot, bullet, gun.
I think those are the only reason that the domestic cars didn't go out of business during those years.
Oh
And
yeah.
America
honestly.
kept bailing
They were
them
making.
out.
I mean, we bailed them out afterwards. All of them,
Yeah.
all of them, but Ford. But they were making such crap cars.
Yeah.
But it's just like it looks
They
cool.
were so cool.
And it's Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Everybody wanted a yellow Camaro with a
Yeah.
black
But
stripe.
everyone bought a gray Hyundai, so it's too bad.
They'll bought a yellow Cobalt instead.
yeah, for real.
It was
well,
an
there's
SS,
there's
Ryan.
that scene in Wayne's World where they're talking about how they'll never sell out, and then they like just do a commercial for like 3 minutes of how they're like, we'll never sell out our image, and then they're like holding up Pepsi cans.
That one's just really well done. I
yeah,
think,
that was
though.
just, it's obviously just parody, but it also
well,
took the money with it.
That one was ads, but it was like the way that they presented it makes it
just
okay.
iconic.
It
and
makes
hilarious.
it okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like they were trying to sneak it in under your nose,
Yeah.
like a lot of these. Oh, Fast and Furious. Any of you guys Fast and Furious fans? Braden, come on.
Yes.
Okay.
Hard.
What does Vin Diesel's character? What does Dominic Toretto drink? What's his drink in every Fast and the
shit.
Furious movie?
Corona.
Yes.
Corona.
Yes.
I don't. That was just a
I
shot
thought
in the
you were
dark.
talking about-
No one. I feel like no one before those movies, no one in America was walking up and being like, no American guy that drives American cars was walking up and being like, you know what my drink is? A Corona. Zero chance.
The Vin
You ever
Diesel
play, have you ever
drinks.
played the video games, the Fast and Furious?
No.
That's like all I can relate to because I watch a lot of movies. But the newest, like one of the newest ones, it was just called Need for Speed. Not Fast and Furious, but the Need for Speed
Yes.
games.
Yeah.
And in every cutscene, they are holding monster cans, but like all the labels were turned towards the camera, and like it was they used real actors for it, and it was very poorly done. It was very cringy. But like every monster can, like it was a party, but they were all so conveniently
It's
turned
like
to it.
perfectly framed in
Yeah,
shot.
it was like, oh, cool.
Oh, this monster is really good.
They're all at like family dinner. They're just pouring monsters into a glass.
Like a wine glass. You're like, oh.
Honey, this stroganoff is great.
He's stirring it around and sniffing it, and he's like, ooh, that aroma.
Ooh, that's a different flavor. It's like a pink monster.
Now, after a long day of drifting and, hitting civilians, escaping the cops, this is what I like to come home to. A nice martini glass full of Monster.
The Lego movie was a straight up advertisement.
For Legos?
For what?
Yeah,
what
for
could
Legos.
it be?
Oh,
For Lego.
One of the best
Roblox.
advertisements I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Roblox.
Excellent.
Roblox.
Excellent
Minecraft.
advertisement. The Lego movie. Loved that one.
that movie's amazing.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
We can fit a couple more in. What's the dumbest way you've ever hurt yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Sean's laughing. I can kick it off because I have a really dumb one.
Dude, kick us
Kick it
off.
off.
Okay, I'm not going to share my age because that might make it a little worse. I might have been young. I might have been old. You don't know. One time,
It's recent.
Well, no,
Yesterday.
it wasn't that recent. So, at the time, I was like, I'm really good at handstands, right? I'm good at handstands.
Aren't you?
I am. I'm actually pretty good at handstands, to be fair,
And hula hooping.
and hula hooping.
Can you do both?
No,
Sorry.
unfortunately. So I'm in the shower one day, and I think to myself, what if I did a handstand in the shower? And like, yeah, you could probably imagine how it ended, but like, I definitely took down like the shower curtain. No one was home, mind you. No one was home. And I went up for it, and then I kicked like the back of my ankle in the faucet, and I still made it up, and I fell over, and yeah, it was rough. It was bad. It was a bad day. Yeah, but I
No,
definitely
but
did that.
in theory, that could be like a really like effective way to like kind of like rinse out like like the under parts of you. Like it's hard it's hard for the water to reach. You just kind of gotta let it
Yeah, like I don't want to pay for one of the faucets I can take off and move around. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I can just why would I do that when I can just do a handstand in the shower?
exactly.
Think about it.
You save so much money that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Handstands in the shower.
That was a pretty dumb way I kind of wounded myself.
Don't feel embarrassed. You're a Renaissance man.
I'm just thinking of innovative ways to
Shower.
Shower.
You're changing the shower game. Someone has to do it.
The next big thing.
Sean, how'd you hurt yourself? What was it?
No, like it wasn't even that stupid. It was like
That's why I like the story to start.
so like my brothers and I, we were like playing on the playground while like my mom was in like a parent teacher conference, and like I was just like swinging on like like those parts like the playground where like there's like a little thing that you climb up to like get on the playground, but there's like a railing up top that you grab, to help yourself up or help yourself down. It'll just be that. Yeah. Anyway,
it's like a bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm swinging on that, and like so like I swing outward, and I just let go. And I just like slam right on the playground, just like right on my chest, and I knocked the wind out of myself, which wasn't really that stupid, like it's not like I let go on purpose, but it was just like the noises that I was making, like once I hit like my chest, I was like, like it didn't help that like my brother was like mocking me, and he was like, ooh. And I run inside while my mom is like having this parent teacher conference with like my little brother's teacher. I just run in and I'm crying, and I'm like,
Your brother's like, oh, bitch. You're like slowly dying. You have cracked ribs.
oh my god.
You guys ever hurt yourself?
Got one, Ryan, or no?
Here's the thing. I know that I'm hurting myself like every other day, because I know that in my head, like I constantly am saying like, why did I think that was a good idea? Because I'm always doing little things that just like leave bruises on me for like weeks. But I never like, I can't, I'm drawing a blank right now as to exactly what I'm doing.
It's nothing really stupid.
It's nothing
like,
ever.
Why did I do that?
It's just always just like, okay, that wasn't a great idea. I'm not too bad.
If the stairs is coming to mind, that wasn't on
wasn't
you.
my fault.
That's on Josh's
bad
mom
decorating.
for placing down those
I remember
mats.
that. That was a bad.
I ate shit,
dude.
a couple of weeks
That
ago.
was an awful
Are you-
design choice. I told you guys that weeks before.
Well, we knew. It was like one of the first things we said, but we just never did anything about
Could you,
it.
could
Yeah.
you explain this
So
incident
we have-
that
It
occurred?
become
They
a
have
problem
wood
until
floors.
it became a problem.
We have wood floors in one of the other rooms upstairs,
Okay.
like just little stairs, wood stairs, like 4 stairs,
Yeah.
and they each have like a little carpet mat on it.
On every stair.
On every stair.
doily.
Yeah, like a doily.
Stair
Yeah.
doily.
Yeah, but you just walk, and no one ever fell before. But I was like running up the stairs because I like had to go. I think I was like gonna go get goldfish, or I was gonna go do something. I was like, I'll be right back, guys. And I was like running up, and I just fell, doof, and my legs hit like every single one of the stairs, and I still have bruises. It was like 3 weeks ago, and so I have like 3 bruises on each leg. On my shins,
Yeah,
just
some
haven't
shins.
gone away. But I don't feel bad about that. I don't think that was
Yeah.
very dumb on my part.
Wasn't.
Just bad home design.
Well, recent story for me. That same Halloween party. Back to the Halloween party. That was a rough night for me. So at some point in the night, I wanted to go back up to the DJ station. So I had to go crawl behind the curtain in this barn. And I'm sure I was trying to walk up these like sketchy industrial stairs to go talk to this girl that was up there. I went up there and talked to her before when I was like somewhat sober and still coherent. And I remember walking down those stairs being, man, they got to be careful. Someone's going to hurt themselves on those stairs. Yo, I have no memory of, but my guess as to what happened is I was probably trying to get either up those stairs or down those stairs, and I probably, as I was falling on my ass, reached for something and pulled a shelf down on top of myself. Because I woke up the next morning, and this is the event. This is what happened. My right ankle is swollen severely and sore, and I still have issues with it when I go snowboarding months later.
You probably broke it, dude.
I fractured something. Like at first I thought it was a sprain, but it's like I almost did like permanent damage in that. And then my like left. Okay, oh yeah, my thumb, there's still a scar, you can kind of see it right now. My thumb looks like it went through a cheese grater when I wake up. I had to it was like I had to try so hard, put Neosporin and wrap it in a fresh Band-Aid like twice a day just to not get it infected. It seriously was through a cheese grater. I have like 3 scars on my thumb now from that. And then
Shot sheriff went a bit too hard, huh?
yeah, so right ankle, left thumb, left collarbone is bruised and hurt. I'm like, what? How does it even happen like that? And then left knee was also in pain for a couple days after that. So I don't know how or what, but if I had to guess, somebody slipped on those stairs and reached for a shelf and then knocked the shelf on top of himself, and that somebody was me.
So are you going back to that party next year or no?
Dude, if they'll let me back in. I got
You're like, were you the
kicked
guy who was the shot
F
sheriff?
out.
You're like, no, that was some
I'll put
other
on a
guy.
different costume.
I was the shot deputy.
Yo, if I show up as a sheriff again, though,
You need to be like the shot
with a bottle
You need to
of
be the
Bacardi in my arm.
shot firefighter or something. You're like, let's get you some liquids, and you just
be like, oh, this girl's too hot. We need to put the flame out, and then be like, with Bacardi.
That's such a poor pickup line, but
I think
it'll
it would
work because everyone will be smashed.
fantastically.
everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah. So come to find that, like, most people that I talked to at that party don't even remember me being there hardly anyways. Everyone at that party was in bad conditions.
You can be
The
the
shot
shot
doctor.
surgeon. Yeah, shot surgeon, and you have like an IV, but you fill it up with Bacardi, and then you just like
a
open
beer
up the
bong.
line. Yeah, like a beer bong, essentially.
But smaller, so people aren't like actually killing themselves.
yeah,
They just taking it at a drip at a time, drinking it like a little hamster.
Ooh, that sounds terrible, dude.
sounds like you'll hurt a lot of people. A lot of people will fall down some stairs.
Oh my gosh.
The shot surgeon.
So there's that one. That's a story of how I hurt myself.
Should we finish off with like one more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest place you guys have ever slept
Or woken up in.
or woken up? Okay.
Or woken up and
I know. Hey,
you guys want me to go first?
All right.
while you're already
Does it
talking
come back
about
to that night?
Okay. Halloween party. The same events. My worst night, my lowest point. No, it was actually a great night, but same night. Show up at the party, having fun, drinking, talking to my buddy that I've seen at a couple other parties, you know, an acquaintance. I was talking to him, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I am just coming to. I'm in the bathtub, in my underwear. The water is cranked all the way to the left. It is freezing cold. There is no hot water left. I'm freezing. I don't know what's happening. I turn the water off and I sit back for 5 minutes because I'm just freezing, shivering, trying to let the water heat up again. It felt like 5 minutes, but I probably turned it off, waited 30 seconds, and then tried to turn it back on again. There was no hot water. It wasn't happening. Turn the water off, crawl out of the bathtub, puke in the toilet twice, shut the lid, flush the toilet, get up, find my clothes, change, and then I slowly crawl into bed with my buddy
So
Craig.
why were you in the bathtub in your underwear?
Okay, so apparently what had happened was after I had gone too far at that party and was just like done, I left outside. I went outside the venue, leaned up against a tractor or something, and just started puking for like an hour, and then went into the car with my buddy Kaylor and was like dry heaving for like an hour after we got kicked out. And then my buddy Down drove me back, put me in Craig's bathroom. I was just puking in the toilet forever, and I guess they went to bed after a while. They were trying to stay up for me. But it was like in the AM, late in the AM. And I think it was on my own accord that I crawled into the bathtub and turned it on and tried to take a bath. I think, because those guys didn't know how I ended up in the bathtub in my underwear either.
Sweet.
Oh my god.
Sean, where have you woken up? That's a little bit odd. I know you have a story. Keep smiling.
I have one.
Okay.
Wait a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have one. So there was this time where I went down to St. George with Sean Richardson. We went to his cousin's house,
Okay.
and during that time, I was like really into vampire books for some reason.
Okay.
You know, like I never read Twilight, but I was really into weird vampire books.
Okay.
And so like in this room that we were sleeping in, there was this little chest like next to their window, and it was like completely empty. It didn't have anything in it. I was like, I'm gonna sleep in there. It's gonna be like my little coffin. And
What?
So I would just, dude, every night I would just sleep in this little box.
Okay, is this like a fetish or is this like a...
Not anymore. I think I'm over it.
I'm over it.
I'm over it now, but I was like, I'm gonna sleep in that. It's gonna be like my little coffin. I'll just be like a little vampire in there, and like, so I would just like sleep in there, and it would like I would like wake up because I couldn't breathe, and I'd be like, oh, I should probably crack this open. So I'd like crack open the lid for a little bit, let some air in, and like breathe, and then I would just like go back to sleep, and it was
What the hell, dude?
weird shit.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
This guy.
Yeah, that's not even like, it's not even close to, I don't know. I used to sleepwalk pretty hard when I was younger. I'm pretty sure I sleepwalked when you were there.
I think
few
I remember
times.
a couple times of you talking in your sleep and doing
I
weird
would
things.
I don't know. I have all kinds of stories. I would just stand up and just start walking somewhere. Like, I remember this one time specifically, I stood up out of bed. Like, I don't remember getting there, but I walked downstairs. Walking downstairs while you're sleeping, I don't know how I did it, but I guess I did it. And I was unlocking my front door, and I had it open, and once the cold air hit my face, I woke up, and I was like, what happened? Where am I? I was just, like, standing outside of my, like, in front of my house. I was like, huh. And then I'm pretty sure I didn't wake anyone up, so I just closed the door and walked back to my room and went back to bed.
It's like some Stranger Things shit, like something was calling you.
Yeah.
Ever
Yeah.
think about that, dude?
Holy
Maybe
shit.
that's why you sleep.
Maybe that's a conspiracy theory we could talk about.
An otherworldly force.
Maybe I'm a vampire,
Dude, yeah.
But I feel...
and the moon is calling me. It's beckoning me to a higher calling. The vampire lord needs his son back.
Is vampires a thing with the moon? Or is that werewolves?
It's werewolves, but
Sean's obsessed with... Wait, so you had both, Sean. You had a phase... Because I know you had a phase of werewolves. You were big about them when you were a kid.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a werewolf when I grew up.
And then at a point in the last couple of years, you wanted to be a vampire.
Yep. Then I grew up.
You ever
And
see
now you want to be
a vampire.
Now you want to be a serpent man?
Or
a...
I mean, like, I think, like, you know, maybe like an accountant would be promising work or something. I don't know.
Yeah, what do y'all want to
that
be when
was
you get
dry.
older? What do you want to be when you grow up, guys?
I mean, if I still had a
Definitely
choice,
werewolf,
I would probably still choose werewolf. Yeah.
Yeah, werewolves are pretty sick.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe Willy Wonka. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to own a candy factory.
Kill kids in it.
I'd only choose werewolf
Bake 'em.
because the vampire stats are terrible.
Oh, vampire stats are awful.
And the companions are just far better than being a vampire lord. Let's
I
be
You
like
get
to be
like
a-
maybe like one good spell, and it's not even that good.
It's like Drain
And then you
Life.
get kicked out of Whiterun and you can't
Yeah.
finish the main storyline, so you have to reload your last save.
Tell me about it. 2 hours lost.
It's rough.
It was like 3 weeks for Sean.
Is it like heresy to say that I've actually never finished the main quest
What's
line?
your problem?
Me neither.
No, who cares? The main,
I don't think I've even
the main
gotten
quest line
close.
is a joke.
I've only ever played I only ever did the Thieves Guild, or is it Thieves Guild?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I did the Thieves Guild and then the Dark
Assassins.
Brotherhood, and
Yeah.
that was all. I just quit after those two quest lines every time.
Call it a day.
That's it.
It's done.
A night to remember.
Yep. Just keep showing up. Or the night mother calls or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Just keep
Oh,
showing up.
yeah.
No matter how many you do, it just keeps coming up. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you
If you
don't,
play Skyrim, you
Play
get
Skyrim,
it.
you get it. If you don't, play Skyrim.
Right.
Just go play it. It's on every platform 6 times.
Multiple
so.
times, yeah. And it will be for
And
a
it's
long
been
time.
remastered 8 times. I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
You can even get it
Exciting
on
new
Alexa.
announcement. Skyrim is now available on your BlackBerry.
Ooh.
Skyrim for iOS.
Finally.
That Doom sequels. You're not Doom. Was it Doom? What's coming on iOS? I don't know. Who cares? That's not the point.
I think I heard something about that. Maybe I don't think it was Doom though. No, maybe it was. I don't know.
Wasn't Doom.
They're putting weird games on iOS.
It was
is the
El
point.
Diablo.
Diablo.
Oh,
Diablo's
yeah.
coming
Diablo.
out on the mobile.
Diablo. Yeah.
They have old school RuneScape. It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a
remember.
beta. I was in beta tester for that. I like got an email and I was like chosen to be a beta tester. So I had that. I've had that for a couple months now on my phone.
What a nerd.
It's a really good port. They did
I
a great
want Club
job.
Penguin to come back.
Oh shit.
Bring it back.
I miss Club Penguin,
Club Penguin was the shit.
dude. Ninjutsu or
I was so
it
good at the. I was
the card game?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I was the king of that sledding one.
Yeah, I was good at the sledding one, and I was good at the. Oh look, that's a spider.
Got him.
So you just gonna bring him on me or what? What's the move here?
Let him bite Ryan, and let's
Oh.
just see what happens.
I'll be
I am
Spider-Man.
holding a
I don't
spider,
get
ladies and
powers.
gentlemen. I'm going to put him in this water bottle.
That's probably a good move.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
come here, bud.
drink them.
I'll drink him.
And then when they recycle that bottle later, the spider will still be there.
Oh, confirmed, dude. You're hitting him with like Mission Impossible.
I'm not sure where he went, but he's definitely in the bottle.
Yep. He was probably drowning in like a little droplet in there or something.
There he goes. That was it for this episode of Ask Reddit Part 3. Is that Part 3? 4?
Yeah.
No, Part 4?
No.
I think it's Part 3.
I don't know.
Ask Reddit Part ? We still have a shit ton of questions on there. Maybe we'll
Do another.
finish
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably will. Thank you guys for listening. We love you.
Mhm.
Bye.
Thank you, Hayden.
Yes,
for
thank you
being on
guys
the
for having me.
podcast. See you later.
Bye.